This is the Kingswells countryside. The Kingswells countryside with sheep grazing. In Aberdeen, it's in the final. It's one of two cities for Britain in Bloom. It's competing with Tower Hamlets in London. So it's Aberdeen versus London. And you've got to consider both are based on water. You've got the River Thames in London, and you've got the River Don and Dee in Aberdeen. They're both successful cities with steeped in history. You've got to bear in mind that settlements long ago started around water. That's why London and Aberdeen are the size they are today. And at Aberdeen there's Torry Battery, and there's about 4,000 vessel arrivals every year with nuclear reactors in the ships. Each ship has a mini nuclear reactor. You can see the sheep grazing here. This is the Kingswells countryside. This is the Old Lang Strath. It's just for buses and bikes these days. So you see, Aberdeen, it really is a sustainable city. But you've got to bear in mind, London has the Boris bikes. Boris bikes, after Boris Johnson, London really pioneered cycling. But Barcelona has a ticketing system for bikes. Bikes are sustainable transport. And actually, you can buy a bike for £140 out of Halfords. Bikes are not expensive. It's sustainable, affordable transport for everyone, even those on benefits. The video is much better than narrative, and we like motion. How do you do it on a bike? Well, you've got to turn to video glasses. Yes, video spectacles. Like Facebook stories. No, it's Ray-Ban stories. But they're optimised for Facebook. Look at the birds flying. That's the beauty of being in the countryside. You see the birds, and with video glasses you actually get to see them fly off. Proving technology. Technology is disruptive technology. That's video. Disruptive technology. On the bleeding edge. Yes, we like a narrative. And going faster. Well, we like motion. Because we like changing scenes. You can see the yellow gorse, also known as Ulex. It doesn't grow in shade. And it is everywhere in the Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire countryside. So really, solar panel potential. That's sustainability. Aberdeen's built with sustainability in mind. Who planted the gorse? Well, you see, you got for sustainability, you got to think ahead. You got to plan things decades in advance. Just go up Brimond Hill. You see, it's abundant yellow gorse. Brimond Hill towers over Aberdeen. It's 1,400 feet up. We don't know if we're recording this video. Dandelions? Weed. But the Old Lang Strath, we're near the dead and Maiden Creek, and that's flood prevention site. flood prevention site. It's just over there. Well, you see, I walked 7 miles, so I walked 28 miles actually in a week. Walking home, just kept my way back. I should take advantage of the cars actually. They shouldn't have taken me to the hospital actually. They actually shouldn't have done. Because actually I was discharged from 5 wards after just a weekend. Instead of mid-September. The problem is Dr. Calendar actually. He's got all sorts of problems. And actually, well, we understand now he wants to treat me in the community. He tried to reassure social services. Yes, he did tell social services he wants to put me back in the hospital. And that's not going to end too well. But perhaps we want to talk to Beryl. Oh, yes, you're going to go into Anne Gordon. Tracy Ann Gordon. Well, actually, no, we don't want to talk to her. But she might want to talk to me. So, how do we know what's going on? Well, actually, well, we don't really. We just keep talking, and we get everything out. The secrets of the universe. And actually, just look around you. This wee garden. It's worth getting off the bike here and actually walking. Why? Because actually there's a sustainable garden here. This is near Clinterty. This is the countryside. You can see it for yourself. There's yellow gorse again. Yes, it's everywhere. The gorse fire. All that gorse on Vermont Hill. It really is all over the place. A sustainable allotment. Yeah, grow your veg. So you see there's an issue. Yes, so we did Nikki, Angela Smith. So Angela Smith actually stole something. She took my shaver away actually. An electric shaver. Well actually, it was an electric shaver, it's not a razor. So actually, you can't do any harm with it. So actually, what did she do? Well actually, she may have caused the problem. But I was just, well you see, detaining this patients. Well actually, there's a problem actually. Because I shouldn't have been detained actually. This actually. Because there's no evidence I've hurt anyone. There's no video evidence, and we're moving into video. And actually, Mum's fine. We are moving into video. But there is the issue. Yes, it was Nikki, Angela Smith, Sean Ambrose, and there was one other. But what was their name again? That's forgetting, that's autism. What was their name again? Well, actually, yes, it'll come back to me. We keep talking. Yes. Who else was there? There was a fourth. Actually, you shouldn't delete videos. No, you shouldn't delete them because actually you can't actually, you can forget information, so you need to. But who else was there? Well actually, yeah, Dr. Calendar did tell the tribunal I came out with my fist, but actually, well, I don't recall doing that. And actually, I never touched him, so actually, there was no assault on Dr. John Calendar. No, I went into Sean Ambrose actually. Yes, it was Angela Smith, Nikki, Sean Ambrose. And who was the other one? Well, this is forgetting. I don't think they were important. But there was no... He didn't need a knife. Yes, it was Angela Smith, Nikki, Sean Ambrose, we can't remember. This is annoying. Look at the cows. How do we get the memory back? Memories. We need to store the videos. Yes, we won't delete any more. Great to see the cows. Yes, but you see Karen Anderson. Or Ian Henderson coming to court Thursday. Well, actually, there's an issue actually. She was concerned actually. She was concerned with my behaviour. So actually, well, she may not. Yeah, he was very concerned. So she started writing the fiscal. She did do the right thing in Spiggers actually. There was Angela Smith, Nikki, Sean Ambrose, Nikki was the Note Award actually, so the Fraser Award staff may not have been aware of it, and that's actually an issue. But Angela Smith was the manager of Fraser Award, and actually she took an interest in Togi Battery and promoting the energy centre for the Scottish Government. Yes, we did photograph her in a video conference with John Swinney, and we sent the photos to the Scottish ministers. We seem to have forgotten the name, the fourth victim. Well, actually, we didn't harm anyone actually. And actually, we're not going to hit anyone again. Yes. Because actually, you need to be really patient in hospital. We're going uphill here, but this is the gradient bike. We'll just look right. And the hay bale harvest. That's the whisky production. Yes, what do you see in the countryside? What is the Scottish Government doing? Well, we passed the cows too. The farmers are busy. Yes, it's important everyone works hard. You need to keep on working, doing something, have a fulfilling vacation. That's most important. Yes, there was Nikki, Sean Ambrose, Angela Smith, why can't I remember? This is forgetting. That's frustrating. But that's autism. Yes, forgetting. Well, dementia patients, they get violent and aggressive, so care for older people. You need to be really patient with them. We'll just look around at the scenery, but negatives are better. There were 4 victims though. There was Nicky, Sean Ambrose, Angela Smith. Oh yes, Madame Pazol. Yes. He was the 20th of November. Yes. Why did I forget that one? That was yes. We captured something interesting in video. Yes, we captured a plane. Yes, crash landing. We captured that. Microlight. Yes, how did I forget that? Key piece of information. That's the named person ran off fine. It's actually parachuted into Aberdeen. But Madame Pazol, well actually, what did I do? Well, the nurses, and Gemma Anderson was there. Yes, the Kamathi singer, yes. They pinned me down for 15 minutes. Yes, but actually perhaps they did the right thing. Yes, actually they just tried to administer medication. You've got to go into the interesting. Does medication actually work? Well, Clopixel seems to be good for the heart actually, because the heart can race without it. But does medication work? Well, actually it does. It's good for patients. So actually it's important for patients to take their medication. Yes, so there was Madame Pazol, Angela Smith, Nicky and Sean Ambrose. But Sean Ambrose came after, yes, the Christmas Day incident. What's his name again? Henderson. No, it's Jane Henderson. Oh no, we can't remember. No, Davidson. Brian Davidson. Jane Henderson. It wasn't Jane Henderson linked to Brian Davidson, it was Antonia Rose. What's her last name again? Forgetting. Remembering names. Well, actually we've done well, to be honest. And all the information's come back actually. Yes, and yes. It's Antonia Rose. Yes, she's going, and Jane Henderson will try on Thursday. But Antonia Rose will actually, yes, she's the one linked to Brian Davidson. What's her last name? I'm remembering names. I know it was Jade. I'm remembering all these names. And the cows, more cows, and the hay bale harvest. There's Women's Hill with all the gorse. Well, we're showing you the sights today. Well, defending nurses. Well, they're worth defending because they do care a great deal. They serve lunch and dinner. But sometimes it's the healthcare assistants that do it. Ah, yes. The hay bale harvest and the cows. It's good to see them both in the fields. This is positive for the Scottish Government. It really is positive. There's a big issue I don't take drugs, but, well, the Royal Cornwall Hospital, and they've always got smokers at the door, even though it says on a sign the premises are smoke free. So actually, the hospital, most people in it, they probably do alcohol or drugs, and most of the patients probably smoke. Well, this is likely. But actually, what do social services do? Well, you need to actually talk about them now, because actually they put people with autism in the hospital, and there's big issues actually. No supported accommodation in West Hill. For social services, they've got lots of forms to fill in, care assessments. Welcome to their world. We need to actually talk about them. Social services, when they consider family breakdown, they get involved when families break down. But actually, they try to keep them together though, sometimes. What do they do? Social services. There's a problem. Well, actually, I claim personal independence payment. I get support for daily living, but you can't organise. There's no services to help you do washing, ironing, cooking. There's no one can. Well, there is the ironing service, JJB Associates in West Hill, run by Grant Bell. Yes, there are these services actually, but there's no one really does your washing actually. Well, maybe your mum does it. But this actually is an issue. But perhaps there are washing machines, and that's technology, and perhaps you can manage to do it yourself. But this is an issue actually. Keep talking about care assessments. Well, actually, social services have never done a care assessment on me. But what do they want to do? Put me back in the hospital? Well, actually, they've been. Well, yes, that's what they want to do, because they don't want to provide support at home. So this actually is a serious care issue to grip the Scottish Government, and we need to talk about it. We're going uphill. Oh, look at the horses, and look at the view of West Hill. Well, we're just. And look at all the gorse. Well, it really is everywhere. It's going on fine in Northern Ireland. It's Belfast, County Antrim. So social services and their care assessments. Well, they've never done a care assessment for me. But perhaps I could look after myself. Because actually you've got to go in. Well, we do. Well, do you need to cook? That's actually the burning question. Because actually you can buy cooked French bread from Tesco. And actually, well, is the future of the flexitarian diet? Lots of veg, just some meat and nuts. Well, the future of the flexitarian diet, you don't actually need to cook. And actually with global warming and global heating, well, perhaps cooking is a fire risk. Well, this is actually the issue, to be honest. The flexitarian diet, it's lots of veg. And you can eat fruit and veg actually. That's actually really good for health. Yeah, social services have a problem actually. But actually, what are they doing? Is it the 9th to the 11th of July is going to be another tribunal, mental health tribunal, because it's only lasting for 28 days. we're in the community. Well, social services have actually been bullying. And this actually, they're bullying someone with autism. And there was the bank, they stole 7,500. Well actually, this is all an issue actually. You're bound to get, you would think you get mad with it, but to be honest, the government paid me today £147 in 2 weeks. So we're getting around £300 universal credit a month. Well actually, well, that's enough. But we need the bike, because we can't afford a car. Oh, look at the yellow gorse again, and the cows. Well, this is positive for the Scottish Government. The cows are grazing. Well, we'll just get off and walk here, because look, the cows are grazing. And actually, it's good to take this in. Talking and walking. The social services, they're interested in respite support. But actually, mum needs care at home. Care for older people. As you get older, you get more forgetful. And mum couldn't remember the name of her home insurance policy. Her home insurance company. Well, it's RIAS. R-I-A-S. But you could remember it's the same company used by John and Frida Emery, her friends. So actually, she could have asked them. So it's communication. This is how you actually recover memories. How you get forgetful. You get forgetful. You need to keep communicating. Asking people for help. So you need to be able to give help. Well, we can see the cows grazing here. And actually this is the Kingswells countryside. We like motion, narratives, and video. True colour video. There's the Aberdeen bypass. It cuts right through the countryside. It was the longest construction project for a UK road. So said the Scottish Government. We like to see what goes on. But the thing is, most journalists don't do this. That's why we're a journalist. Well actually, we can't do a course in journalism. Because actually the bank stole 7,500. That was the police that did that. So they're not good people actually. They've got a lot to answer for. But this is justice, publishing online. But the FBI are interested in the police. Yes, the Americans police the world. But actually I publish online, and the world's my office. That was James Bond. Tomorrow never dies. The American said it. The world's my office. Well, we just took in the cows. Yeah, we like the cows. The milk, that's good for bones. Milk and water. You might live longer with milk and water, but you might live longer with milk and coke actually. Well, you might. What should you drink? Coke and water? Actually, that might be the best thing to drink actually. Milk and water, wow. Milk, water and coke. Well actually, coke's radiation. It might cure cancer along with milk, but we're not entirely sure. You need radiotherapy. Let's talk about Antonia Rose Dow. Yeah, she's also known as Jade. She's the mental health nurse. Antonia Rose Dow. She's coming to court on Thursday. Next Thursday. Aberdeen Sheriff Court. You've got to talk about When does restraining patients become attempted murder? Well, actually, it's important to consider that actually there was an issue on Christmas Day. Well, there might not have been a murder. But what did I do? Well, I'm involved in this case. It's important to talk about it. They took away my tablet actually. Afterwards, well, the corridor was full of people. The doors were shut. The nurse, yes, it was Antonia Rosedow that was on the floor. Yeah, she was on the floor. It was Brian Davidson. There were lots of nurses as witnesses. So because there were so many nurses lining the corridor, we don't think an attempted murder was taking place. But it's difficult to say. Restraining patients was important to restrain them, because Brian Davidson was banging on walls. That's a big issue. And actually, this took place in the corridor. Actually, in the corridor, all this drama, it took place in the corridor. So actually, he was out of his room, and actually, escorting patients back to rooms is actually quite important, because actually, dramas have happened in hospital common rooms, and actually there's an issue there. Multiple patients mingling, well, there's risks to other patients, so the nurses need to mitigate risk. So there's actually an issue. We don't actually think there was an attempted murder taking place, because actually there was the corridor was lined with nurses and healthcare assistants watching over Jade or Antonia Rosedow. And actually, Brian Davidson was fine afterwards. He was fine. And he was banging on walls in Blair Unit. He had to move into Blair Unit because actually he did do something actually. Yes, he was causing dramas in the day room. And this actually, you need to escort them back to the room, and actually there was an issue with pillows, but there's an issue with breathable oxygen in space. Yes, we've got that. This is a concept term. So how can you suffocate people? Well, what do they do in the hospital? They put plastic bags over people's heads when they're sleeping. Some nurses have done that in the past. But we don't name any names because they work as a team. And actually this is a slight problem, to be honest. Teamwork. Yes, they stick together. But you've got to go in to mental health. And patients that are in hospital, they can be really distressed. It's drugs that's the problem. You shouldn't take drugs. Because it's not like Baldwin and the smoking gun. Yes, cannabis was involved. That's a recent news story. That's what did in the victim, and the gun went off by accident. This accident, there's cows grazing in the countryside. This is the West Hill countryside. And actually the Scottish government did something. They wanted to boost whisky production. So it's great to see the cows in the field. Yes, great to see the cows. And they try to give the farmers incentive to do whisky, the hay bale harvest. But we need to keep in. Well actually, cycling in the middle of the road, well that's quite useful, it slows down the traffic. Oh no, we're keeping in though. Yes, that's a 1.5 metre distance. Yes, that's what you... Are we shooting video? It's difficult to tell when you use video glasses. That's why you're better with a phone or a camera. It's difficult to tell if you're shooting video. Are we shooting video? Well, before we get into a longer video, we'll just shoot a few shorter videos. Talking. There's a plane in the air. Oh, it's the 15th of June 2023. Talking. Well, there's something in talking, because it counters the side effects of antipsychotic medication. Talking. Just talking. Are we shooting video? Where's the plane? Well, taking a bike on the hill. Well, it helps you to get up and down. You got brakes to come down, and while going up you've got something to lean on. Well, going up and down the hill, Brimond Hill. Yeah, this is the Kingswells countryside. Are we shooting video? We might not be. You need to give bikes a 1.5 metre distance when you pass them. Yes, that's safe driving. Safe driving practice. You need to look right, looking at the countryside fields. Well, this actually provides a view, a scenic vista. Now, we were talking about Antonia Rose Dow, or Jade. She's coming to court on Thursday, Aberdeen Sheriff Court. Well, actually, you see, there's an issue actually, because we sort of did something. We held up a Kindle at the door, and that may have enabled images to be captured, so we may have taken part. But you've got to go into technology, because actually, nowadays, if you just hold a phone and point it, well, there's an issue, even with video glasses as well, because the images, well, we have the technology actually, it goes to the intelligence services, all these images. So I had to assist the police. We need to talk about this, because actually this enables greater safety. But what did I do? Well, you see, Jade or Antonia Rose Dow was just restraining patients. Well, she was restraining Brian Davidson. Actually, that car's going far too fast on the country roads. Where are we going to go today? Well, we need to go somewhere, because we provide video. We like narratives and motion and changing the scenes. And actually, countryside scenes, they can be quite beautiful in Scotland. We were talking about Antonia Rose Dow with Jade. Yes. And she's coming to court, Aberdeen Sheriff Court on Thursday. Now, we don't think she was trying to harm Brian Davidson. We don't think it. Because actually, well, he was in Blair Unit afterwards, and he was banging on walls. He was mad. A mad patient. And also, Jane Henderson is coming to court on Thursday. Now, she's Carolyn Anderson. Now, defending her is going to be more difficult, because actually she's done something serious. She sent, did she? We think she did. We think she sent false emails to the fiscal. Well, are they false? She did send emails to the fiscal, but actually, they weren't false. That's the big problem, actually. Yes, she sent emails to the fiscal about... Well, it was about me again, yes. But actually, she might have gone into the future. And this is actually a problem. What did she do? Well, she did do something wrong, actually. And she gets maybe a slap on the wrist for it. But maybe not. Because actually she's sort of gone to the future. She highlighted how I threatened a nurse with a knife. Now, that didn't actually happen. But hold on. Well, knives. Well, I did threaten to kill my father with scissors. Yes, you got to go into. Yeah, that was 2013. That was his 65th birthday. Yes, actually, there's an issue here. But hang on. But I wasn't actually going to follow through, because I loved him, and actually, I helped look after him as he was dying at home, and actually that is an issue. But actually this is also not. And there's another issue here. Yes, what did I do? Well, actually, I did. Yes. Well, was I convicted? Was admonished anyway? That was